the squad. Mess with one of us, you ain't messing with my vision. Messing with the money, you ain't messing
Welcome
with
to NMD TV, No More Defeats TV. All we do is win, never take any losses. And shout out to all my bosses. Now, Paradise Camp was this weekend. I got my guy, Anthony the Insider, on the line. Anthony, what's up, brother?
What's going on? What's going on?
Now, for those who don't know, Anthony's been on my channel millions of times. He's contributed a lot of great information, and now he has more. Anthony, go ahead and tell everybody what you do for Miami and why you're at Paradise Camp.
Well, I work with Footballville, a branch of Footballville called Canesville, and we go, basically we're media as well, and we go and we get video, photography, just document, we come up with a few little quotes and articles based on what we see in Coral Gables and off of the sidelines during the game.
Okay, cool. And Anthony hit me up and was like, hey, I want to tell you about Paradise Camp. And I said, let's get this, the instant reaction, the raw reaction. So as somebody who was there, who got to experience it, what are your just first thoughts about it?
First thoughts is this was my first Paradise Camp. I wasn't present during the Rick era with his Paradise Camps, but I was able to talk to some of the alumni from the past couple years that were present, and they all agreed that this was just a different look, a different feel, a different approach. Did a whole lot different things this year than before, starting with basically what Manny was talking about. We not here to run your 40. We just want to see who could compete. So it's going to be straight up ball, 1-on-1, 7-on-7. We want to see who got that dog in them, and who wants to show what they got. So basically, everybody came in there kind of like his whole model with a clean slate. We're not looking at numbers. We're not looking at stars. We're just looking at the player. So it was really exciting. He set the tone early with a short speech and introduced a lot of the alumni. A lot of the alumni was there, and Michael Irvin gave a really great speech for the kids. It got me a little juiced up too. So
I want to ask you something. When did Manny announce that to the whole camp about the no 40 times no measurements?
He announced it to the camp, the parents, everybody. He said,
and what was the reaction?
To be honest, a lot of the parents were happy.
Yeah. They
were like, great. They were like, yeah, that's what we talking about. Because you got to remember, we got kids that were invited. We got kids that parents, they may be 2 stars. They may be 3 stars. They may not even be on the radar yet. We got a lot of 8th graders going to the 9th grade. We got a lot of 9th graders going to the 10th. So we got a lot of kids that just want to experience the camp without being prejudged and be able to show current players, alumni, and coaches what they got. So it was a good twist that Manny threw in there, and I think that got those guys really excited to show what they could do.
Okay, and I want to make sure I get this on record. Anthony, watch how many other teams and camps start to emulate this. Watch it be done now.
I agree. And I'm gonna be real. Manny did another thing. This was kind of while the kids were doing their meetings, he did another thing where he talked to the kids. Talked to the parents only. And there was hundreds of parents there, and he pulled them aside and talked to all of them with the microphone. And he told them straight up. He said, "Listen, don't let numbers ruin your kids' chances to be the best they can be." And he was telling them that star system stuff and this and that and that and this, don't let that ruin their chances. You know what I'm saying? It's not about nothing. He was talking about parents, telling parents to support their kids. Don't worry about the star ratings and all this. Don't worry about reviews and 40 times. If their kids want it, support them and they'll find a place wherever they're supposed to be. But just keep them working hard. And I think that's something that a lot of coaches don't do. They don't. It ain't about, oh, I care for your kid as long as he comes to my school. It's about, if your kid really wants this, you got to really be there for him, and it don't have to be at Miami, because we can't pick everybody. So it was really dope how he broke it down, and he kept it blunt. He didn't kiss up to nobody. He kept it straightforward, and I think that's what a lot of parents wanted to hear yesterday, and they kind of showed it with their reaction.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, man, I'm loving. I just see Manny's making small changes that I think these small changes end up having a big impact. But so we saw the video of Michael Irvin giving a great speech, like you said, got us all excited. And then what happened after that?
Oh boy, they did about 40 minutes of meetings, and while they were doing some meetings, they got geared up. They got the guys outside, quarterbacks, receivers, and DBs started inside. Running backs, linebackers started outside. O-line, D-line was inside, and it got down and dirty. They didn't waste no time. All the alumni was into the drills. The current players, the former players, Red Wine, Jaquan Johnson, Chalk Gray, all the guys, Travis Homer, even Duke Johnson, everybody was giving these kids input. DJ was giving these kids input. Realist George, like, they were literally coaching these kids up, and I think they got the best they could get out of those kids. Those kids was ready to, jump off a bridge for just to show what they got. And it opened a lot of eyes yesterday. There was a couple kids that I got on my radar that I'm going to have to start watching that wasn't notable prospects. So I wrote a little small mini list down, but I got this one kid that I got my eye on, and we'll talk about him a little later. But I want to talk to you about the notables, okay? And what I saw yesterday, the guys that have been on the radar. And I want to start with hold on, let me go to my notes real quick. You still got me, right?
Yeah. And I think what a lot of people need to realize is that, Miami has a great alumni, but these alumni, they're doing things. We got Alonzo Highsmith, who's a talent evaluator in the NFL. We got, Red Wine, Duke Johnson. These guys are in the NFL right now. These guys, they're showing how much they love Miami. These aren't just alumni who don't have anything going for them. They have high talented jobs. Some of them are in the NFL, Njoku. And I think it's amazing that they love the university so much that they say, hey, we want to take time out of what we got going on to help and actually put in the work. It's not like they're just showing up. They're showing up, doing interviews, coaching, doing drills, and that's pretty exciting to know that we got that type of support.
All right. So, yeah, I want to start with Don Chaney Jr. A lot of eyes on him yesterday. Travis Homer, DJ Williams, Duke, Trail Gray, like a lot of guys kept their eyes on him. They wanted to see what he could do in the competition drills. So they had some, he did really good. He has deceptive feet. He has a way that he runs really hard. He got great acceleration, then he stops on a dime, which is something you don't see with a kid that big. He's big. He's about, I want to say he's almost the size of Lorenzo Lingard right now.
Okay.
So he's a specimen, and he looks the part. He looks, his body fits the hype. He runs, he's not heavy-footed. He's got nice swift feet, which I like for a big guy. Because we don't, the bruising thing, that's old, that's dead and old right now. But he did some good things yesterday. Good hands. out of backfield, which is one of my biggest things, especially for Miami running backs, which is why I'm excited about this season. All of our running backs are great receivers. So he's got good hands, and he was having personal challenges with some of the better linebacking prospects. So, they were kind of calling each other out and, let's do this. Let's get this rep in together. What's up? So there was a couple nice little personal challenges. You won some, you lost some, but I'm a believer. I think we got a good one with him as long as he's signed on the dotted line, like you always say. And one notable that I saw him yesterday. I think we got one, bro. Tyler Van Dyke, man. Woo.
Okay. And this is big time that it's been a while since we've had, one of our I think Nkosi was the last one that we got that was committed to Miami and that we got to see throw at the Paradise Camp. And so, having Tyler Van Dyke was there as like a recruiter for us was good, especially if, he looked good. So what he looked like?
He looked great, and he wanted to go with a lot of the he wanted to get reps against the better DBs and with the better offensive players. So you would see him, Restrepo, Chaney, and we didn't talk about big old Darnell Washington yet. They were getting some reps together on the 7-on-7, so he can kind of get a feel of the tighter competition. So he's got a nice arm. He got a big, strong arm. Big kid, bigger than I thought he was. I didn't know he was that big. Like not just tall, but he's huge. Big body.
What about vocally? What did he seem like?
It wasn't so much as vocally. I think they did he had fun. He kind of reminds me of his personality reminds me kind of like Tate. Like he'll run out to the receiver and do that jump thing they do. The kids do the jump thing where they jump and meet in the air. And like he has fun. He's having fun out. And he doesn't have that. Obviously it's a camp environment, but he didn't go out there and try to take over, and be super vocal. But he had a good time. He was very coachable. And he showed his arm off yesterday, man. He could throw it anywhere. He could throw it anywhere. That was good to see. Obviously, it's no pass, no nothing. But at the same time, we got to remember, these kids are running all kind of routes. He don't play with those kids. He don't, know their speed or this or that. And he's hitting them like darts, throwing darts. So I'm really excited about him. I'm going to now go and look at his film a little bit better, so I can kind of get a better evaluation of him. Now that I see that he, obviously he is a target of ours. It ain't official till he signs on the line, but we'll see what happens with him. Now I want to talk about Darnell Washington real quick.
Big dog.
Man, this kid, he was out there standing next to Greg, standing next to, guys like Njoku, like these are NFL guys. He was standing next to Jeremy Shockey. He towers those guys, and size as well as height. Size. I mean, like his back, with those little Under Armour things they wear. Man, this dude is a big, muscular, strong guy, humongous hands, and he runs at pad level. He doesn't run high, which is one thing I was looking at. And, Brevin was out there with him. All those guys were helping coach all the tight ends. And it looks like he's coachable. He's very raw. He doesn't have the best technique yet, but he was coachable, and you saw improvements as Coach Fields and Njoku and Hernan and those guys started making asking him to make minor adjustments, and you saw him adjust to it. And I like that. That means he's coachable. So, and another thing I noticed, he's got great balance. He runs, like I said, he doesn't run high. So he's able to
6'8", 250 pounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
And he's every bit of 250, man. He's every bit of two. He looks like, he looks like LeBron, man.
What about speed wise?
I mean, he's fast because of his stride. He's got some super impressive strides, man. And to be able to get in and out of breaks with those long strides, he is very athletic. He doesn't have those quick shifty feet, but he's able to, like I said, stay on the route tree and break in and out where he needs to. Only thing he has to start learning is how to use his hands off of the break. That's the one thing they were really urging him to do coming out of his break. Use his hands to get some separation. Because, you're that big, you can bully these guys, especially these smaller linebackers and safeties. You can really bully these guys, and they're just trying to get that in his head like, hey, man, they really won't be able to mess with you if you get physical. So we'll see what happens with him. I'll keep an eye on him. We did get a chance to talk with him on camera.
Okay, good.
He said straight up, hey, this is tight end you. They was like, what made you come down to, I know, what made you come down to Paradise Camp? He said, this is tight end you. Who wouldn't want to get this type of knowledge and exposure and interaction with these guys. And he said he enjoyed it, and hopefully he'll be back. So we'll see what happens with him. He did throw up the U. Everybody got pictures of it, and we'll see what happens. And Brevin is really one of our ambassadors, especially out there in the West Coast. As far as Nevada. So we'll see what happens with that. One thing I did notice, though, and I did give him a little bit of grief about it, and I said, hey, man, you got to get used to this humidity because he was huffing and puffing, bro. I say, hey,
yeah.
I say it's a different type of heat down here. Huh? He was like, yeah, man, it's a lot drier up there. It's totally different. And he knew what was up. We was all laughing about it, but he gave it all. He gave it his all, and the coaches appreciated it. So. That's
Okay.
out.
What about a person that stood out that maybe people haven't been talking about?
Restrepo, bro.
Restrepo.
He's got a low center. He's got these short little legs, man. He's literally like your boy. Come on, man. Don't tell me he's slipping my mind. What's my homie name?
Barrows, Braxton Barrows.
He's the Barrios 2.0, bro. He's got more size than him though. He's a solid kid. He's just short. He's not short.
Did he run with all wide receivers, or did he do D-back drills as well?
He mostly ran with the wide out.
Okay.
And he did damage to a few notable DBs. So he had a couple shake and bake moments, and got some some separation on some guys. Notable our commit Hodges. That's the one where.
Oh, not Justin.
Oh man, listen. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, Justin was battling as well, but it just looks different when that receiver just gets that one, and then it just looks a little different, And he got a nice reception from Tyler Van Dyke, and that was one thing that a lot of parents was looking and like, oh wow. A lot of coaches, high school coaches, was like, ooh, okay, So Restrepo, I like the kid. I like him. He's got swag. He stepped up to challenges. He got a little dog in him. And I think he was a standout to me because the expectation wasn't as high as it was with Chaney and Darnell Washington, Tyler Van Dyke. We knew they were studs, but Restrepo, he showed why he was on our radar. So,
right. All right, man. Anything?
Yeah.
Anything? What about from the coach's point of view? What did you like that maybe our coaches did, or we talked about Manny making a couple changes, but maybe there was a coach that really stood out that was really coaching hard, or something that stood out to you from our coaching staff.
Coach Blake Baker, and I'll say Manny as well. They were super locked in. I mean, they were running up, like jumping when a good play is made, screaming when a bad play is made. Coach Blake Baker, I'm gonna tell you something about him. He's locked in like those are his kids, and he was literally, "Hey, hurry up! We ain't got like trying to urge the offense to hurry up and go so they can get these reps in." He was making corrections on the fly. He was telling you, I like his energy, and I really think Manny got the best person, but he almost got a clone of himself, man. Coach Blake Baker is a fireball, and I really like how he dealt with the kids yesterday. It was really exciting to see. He's my guy for yesterday. He was hands on. A lot of OCs and DCs, they're kind of just, they let the position coaches do a lot of the work and a lot of the heavy lifting, but he was locked in. So I think those guys got a really good experience being able to work with those guys. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. So basically, that's my guy for yesterday. There's this one kid I saw. I just want to mention his name on air because I told his dad yesterday. I'm like, man, listen, I'm going to watch it. His huddle isn't out yet. His huddle's coming. But when his huddle comes out, I'm gonna really take a look at him. His name is Terrence Gibbs out of Masters Academy. Terrence Gibbs out of Masters Academy in Orlando. This kid in the combo drill, running backs on linebackers, man, he's a specimen as well. He's bigger than Don Chaney Jr. He's chiseled. He's about the size of Lorenzo Lingard, to be honest with you.
Okay, running back?
Running back, man.
Okay.
Strong kid. Strong runner. The only difference between him and Chaney, I think he's more heavy foot. He doesn't have the as quick shifty feet as Don Chaney, but that's an impressive looking kid. I really want to see his tape. His dad say his tape's really gonna be up soon. And the biggest thing is he's in the 9th grade going to the 10th grade.
Okay.
So
I'm looking at him at 247. They say he's gonna be a part of the 2022 class.
Yeah, and he's a specimen, man. He's a good kid. I talked to him, talked to his parents, and I told him, I say, listen, man, if you keep coming to these camps like this and you keep working hard at home and listening to Dad, man, I think we're going to hear a lot about you. But I am going to be mentioning your name, and I'll be looking for you because that kid really he showed out yesterday. And for him to have been just in the 9th grade going to the 10th grade, that's really impressive. So for his size, he says he's walking around. He played at 205. He's walking around at 210, chiseled from stone. And we'll see what happens with him. So
okay, all right. So
small, little notable,
Okay. So go ahead and for the people who couldn't make it, give them one lasting impression, and then we're gonna get you off here, my man.
Lasting impression of the camp. It's an experience first and foremost, not only for the students but for the parents. To have your children in an environment where they're getting coached by not only current players but former players, current NFL players, current national championship players, current Super Bowl champions, and current Hall of Famers. That's an awesome experience. I was glad to be there. But when I called you and I said, boy, I got to tell you something, you know what I really needed to tell you?
What?
My, oh my, how time flies when the strength and conditioning coach, Philly, is on the clock. Boy, these Hurricanes
Yeah.
look totally different from spring. I told DJ,
Yep.
he dropped all that weight. I don't know what he was doing during the Rick era, putting that weight on in the first place, but that boy dropped all that weight.
Well, the DJ Ivy is the picture that went viral this weekend of him.
DJ Ivy, DJ Williams. I'm sorry, DJ Dallas. DJ Dallas is who I'm talking about, who dropped all the weight. And then Javari Harvey, he's about the size of Russo now. He just
Really? He's only what, 19?
Man, listen, man. These dudes are swole. So I talked to KJ yesterday, asked him how he felt, how's his body hanging in there, down here, new climate, new team. He's feeling great. Pinkney feeling great, taking care of his body. I talked to Romeo Finley, who lost. I'm gonna tell you something. He messed me up. I say, bro, Romeo. I say, you lost some weight. He said, no, I actually gained weight. I just lost fat. Wow. They're leaner. They're slim, trim, and literally, and I'm gonna start using this quote. We're built for 5 quarters now, man.
Built for 5. We ready for 5.
To 5. Do you remember how our defense was huffing and puffing in the fourth quarter?
None of that.
Man, these guys are looking great. And that's what I really want to call. I'm like, man, I've never seen a transformation that fast with these guys. And all of them. Even Shaq. Shaq was talking to Njoku, and Njoku was like, you get that 6-pack yet? And Shaq lifted up his shirt. He was like, it's coming. And Shaq is chiseled. I'm like, man, these guys are really buying in. They're doing what they need to do. You can see the meal plans on Instagram. You can see those guys knocked out in the locker room after a hard work. So I'm really, really excited to see a different look, a new Miami, a different energy, a different speed this season. So that's what I really wanted to tell you, man. I'm going player by player. And the last person, and I think I tweeted this to you, Nesta. Nesta don't even have a gut no more, bro.
Oh, man, I got to see it to believe it.
You got to see it, bro. And I'm not even making this up. I didn't recognize it. I'm like, is that somebody's dad or something? And, because he got it. And I'm like, what? He don't even got the gut no more, bro. Got big arm. I'm like, I don't know what Philly doing, but he's doing something right. And these boys are looking the part. So that just shows me that they're buying in. They're transforming their bodies, and I think they're going to be built for 5 quarters this season. And that's one thing I'm really looking forward to seeing. Fourth quarter, that's when we used to put our foot on their necks, And I think this is going to be that one of those eras where when it comes to fourth quarter, it's truly our quarter. So that's all I wanted to say about that, man.
All right, Anthony, my man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll definitely be having you back on.
All right, bro.